Yeah, so today we have Lucas right here with us. So he is R&D developer. So maybe for those R&D people who might know him, I hope you know him. For those that are in the web team, he has spoken before. You have joined us together during the New Year event. Right?
Why don't you tell us where he's from and one cool thing about him?
Wow, this is so sudden. So he's from Czech Republic. I got it right. And he has written a Medium blog about React Native profiling.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
2 years ago, so it's not very updated.
but it's probably one of the three ever profiling.
Yes,
posts,
it
right?
ranks pretty high on Google results. I'm surprised.
Yeah. So you guys can look for him. If you're looking for profiling, React Native profiling, probably you have read his posts.
Oh,
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So he's from the React Native team, the same team that I'm in. He's in the Discover Landing team. And he's
Okay, the business part we can stop there.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So the reason we have Lucas here today is that it's actually somewhat relevant to the work that he has been doing. So I did my homework. Let's switch over. Okay, so we're talking about Flipper in the beginning of today. So Flipper is this extensive mobile app debugger. So it's used by this is used by R&D developers. So to fill the gap between R&D developers and web developers, if you're not familiar, let me do a brief introduction. So as we all know, when we build our web, we will normally use either by Chrome or Firefox or Safari also have. There will be developer tools where you can inspect, for example, your page, or you can console log, where you can interact with the JavaScript engine. You can use the JavaScript directly here. You can profile your performance. There is a debugger, and there is a network tab where you can monitor all the network traffic. Sometimes you can select downgrade slower network, or even block some of the requests. Those are the non-trivial things you can do. Those are browser features. You can sometimes edit your styles, and you can profile your memory. And what's more, you might be able to have some third-party extra developer tools like Redux and the React developer tools. And you can even build your own developer tools. So we do have in our in Shopee, we do have in-house developer tools. I'm not showing you now, but we do have this thing. So this whole set that all our web developers are enjoying, we're taking it for granted. These are not trivial. Then Flipper is this developer tool platform that allows developers to build those developer tools on top of this good thing. So I know that there are some interesting things that Lucas has been doing, and Ken will introduce you to some of them. Right.
So thank you, Gauri, for the kind introduction to what kind of web tools that the web has. But now we're going to talk about some React Native tools that we have on our hands. So what are the current tools that we can use for React Native as a React Native developer?
Yeah, so I would say like on the React Native, it's way more wild. It's not like consolidated as on the front end where we have always the dev tools by the browser. For us, it's like a lot of third-party apps, mostly Electron apps, which provide different tools, and there's none of the tools which have everything together right now. So I guess most people would use a Reactatron. That's our most used across the whole React Native team. And actually that's connected to the work I did before, which is our internal tool, the Shopinator, which is fork of Reactatron, where I try to improve the workflow for us, add some new tools and make it more extensible. So yeah, and then we also have other tools which are not as straightforward to use, and they are a bit not recommended anymore, which is called remote debugging. I guess most React Native developers are aware of that and know what is it, but just quickly to introduce what is the term remote debugging. It's where we can actually change the engine of the React Native app with the Chrome engine, and then we can leverage the remote debugging from Chrome itself. So that's how we do it, and it kind of provides the best experience because it's using the Chrome DevTools. So we use the console, we can use the network log, and it's like the best experience, but it's not the real engine we use in production. So we no longer recommend that, and actually React Native will remove that in future. So that option is gone. So now we need to look what other options are out there, right?
Okay, so it means so that. So what do you mean by not the same engine as Chrome?
Yeah, so basically React Native itself is using the Apple WebKit by default. For iOS, it's simple because it's bundled by the operating system, so it's using the JavaScript core. It's a subset of WebKit. For Android, it was using the JavaScript core as an extra binary file. But nowadays, Facebook built their own engine, so currently we use the RMS engine, right? So yeah, React Native is very easy to swap the engines. You can use any you want, like Microsoft using their own the Chakra core on the React Native apps. Yeah.
So it is that as a React Native developer, we're actually having our JavaScript running on different engines
Yes.
when we actually have it to our users. But when we do a debugging, we can only test with D8.
In case of the remote debugging, yeah, that's correct.
Remote debugging, sorry.
Remote debugging, you want to explain it?
Maybe in other words, maybe.
In other words, remote debugging is where we can connect to our JavaScript engine so that we can have access to more tools that are available when, if not for remote debugging. So in a case where we don't use remote debugging, we actually don't have access to many of the tools that you have seen in your, like, say, Chrome browser. If you're a web developer, you're very familiar with, let's say, network debugging, you're very familiar with inspecting or using the console logs. So all these things are actually not easily available if you are not using remote debugger. So when you use it, it actually comes with a couple of drawbacks. For example, you're not using the same engine as what the users are actually using. So weird.
Yeah, what brings us the magic of
Yeah. So what is Flipper?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Why Flipper and why now and why we want to move forward? What is happening around the whole Flipper thing? I guess the one reason I already mentioned is that they can deprecated remote debugging. So that was the most popular way to debug React Native apps. So that will be removed in the future. So basically, if we remove that, then there's no kind of nice tool which have really good experience for network logging or any other normal dev tools you would like to use. Like even the basic one, like the React dev tools, we need to use another app. So everything is like scattered across different apps. So there's no unified experience for developers right now. So I guess the Flipper is trying to kind of bring this experience in one app and have everything inside one app with also very easy way to extend to the plugins. So every developer can do its own plugins. The whole Flipper is Electron as well. It's running React and it's super easy to create our own plugins. So that's also the good selling point of the Flipper itself. Yeah.
So why has it seems like a very amazing idea that that we should actually do it very early on. Like anyone could have thought of it, but why now? Like why did this idea come out now?
The other thing is as well that the React Native itself integrated the Flipper as previously the Flipper was not for React Native, it was for native developers. But I think 1 year ago they came up with the idea to make it for React Native. They start putting new plugins there and let the community know about it. And actually 1 week ago they released a new React Native version and they integrated Flipper inside, so it works out of the box. So I think that's also another reason why now.
So it's a reason of it works out of the box right now, where
Yes.
developers previously would have to edit some lines, some complicated lines on the native side. And
Yes. So there'll be quite a bottleneck for a lot of React Native developers who are front-end developers converted to React Native mobile developers, and they might not be familiar with Objective-C and Java, which you need to understand to implement the Flipper on both platforms. So I think that was a drawback. Why it was not popular back then. So yeah, I think now this issue is solved, and I believe you're gonna see huge interest in the Flipper right now. More people upgrade.
Yeah, interesting. So I think that's Flipper.
It's a beginning, so we will see in future.
Is there anything interesting that we have already explored?
I mean, in general, the whole idea of the Flipper is very exciting. The plugins, so I'm very excited in the future that every developer will create its own plugin. It's just gonna make it super useful and like
Plugins. What do you mean by plugin? How can I select my plugins?
So the idea is very similar to the Visual Code. The way you can install extensions, it's just different word. They actually support the Visual Code extension system, so you can kind of install the extension which are for Visual Code as well. They also support installing the plugins directly from NPM. So anyone can publish the plugin to NPM. You just need to name it Flipper plugin, then automatically appear in the list of plugins. So it's very community driven. Yeah, we can see every day there's like at least 3 new plugins, which most of them doesn't work, but yeah, I mean, we can see that the community is also interested, which is definitely important. That it's not just the Facebook driving the change.
This is like for every feature you think of for VS Code, there can already be a plugin.
Yeah, I just have to look for it. Right?
Yeah, so the same thing will happen with Flipper, I think. Yeah, so that's why it's very exciting.
Wow, this is cool. Thanks for sharing with us.
You're welcome.